it's like a defense mechanism, like don't eat me. So like it makes certain people.
Yeah, pineapples are like that too.
I think bananas are the same way.
Yeah, they like, it's not like the worst, but it's gonna make one. I'm gonna keep sitting there drinking, trying to get rid of that scratchy feeling.
Yeah,
but it's not comfortable. Like when we made like the sandwiches the other day, like that was fine, probably because I had like peanut butter and other shit with it too. But yeah, just a raw banana. If I just raw dog a banana, it's just gonna fuck my throat up.
I mean, same.
So Minisode 8. So we're here for another Minisode. We like to serve up some smaller stories to start the week off right. We'll do one Am I the Asshole, one relationships, and this week I've got some lined up because Sam did one last week and Sushie got next week. So here we go. I'm just gonna dive into these because they're nice and short and sweet, and also because the quicker we get through these, the quicker we can inevitably ramble about bullshit like we do at the end of every minisode.
Oh, yeah. That is very true. I like to ramble.
Yeah, caught us.
So this one is called Am I the Asshole for Forcing an Atheist to Say a Prayer?
Ooh, spicy.
Based on the title, I'm going to say yes.
Oh, okay.
But
right. I've been proven wrong by these titles before, so let's...
Exactly. That's why I'm saying based off the title, but... here we go.
All right.
Involved parties are me, 33 male, my brother, 14 male. My grandparents are raising my brother as our parents are no longer with us. I sometimes, quote, take over to give them a break, and he spends a week with us every couple months. I had a get-together with some of my family and my wife's family for dinner 2 nights ago. My brother and my cousin were there. I'm Catholic, but mostly secular. I go to church for occasions like communions and baptisms, but I mostly don't believe in religion.
Wait.
That's weird.
Okay.
I don't believe in religion, but I go for these baptisms.
So when he says he's mostly secular, can you, like, what does that mean then?
I mean, he just does it for like tradition and like it's a family obligation.
Yeah, it's like the attitudes and the activities of
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's going through the motions, but doesn't necessarily believe in the actual whatever.
It's like there for I would say probably there for more for the community aspects of it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm following now.
My brother, on the other hand, is atheist and not really quiet about it. Whenever my wife's parents are over, we say prayers at meals. Wow. We say prayers at mirrors.
You all right?
Having a stroke over here.
Is that a new tradition that I didn't know about?
We often look at the mirror and say a prayer.
Please don't. That sounds like ghosts.
Right?
Don't do that.
Or ocular.
Don't say anything to a mirror.
I know. Mirrors are they're kind of creepy in their own right.
They are real creepy.
Yeah. Have you ever done that thing, real quick tangent, where you're supposed to just stare directly at a mirror, but the lighting has to be you have to lower the lighting to not full bright, but kind of half light, and you just stare. And if you don't,
AJ, I am brown. We don't fuck with mirrors, all right? No.
If you don't blink, it basically plays kind of an optical thing with you, where the movements start happening, and it's a whole weird thing. Anyway, try it.
Let you do all that.
What the fuck is wrong with you? Just standing in the bathroom in the dark, looking in the mirror.
I'm not fucking doing that shit. I'm not in there doing the Bloody Mary bullshit.
You're literally in there doing some Candyman shit.
Running out Bloody Mary and shit. Yeah. White Ghost.
No thanks.
All the other weird ones that you said, what were the ones you could say in the mirror? You could say Bloody Mary. You could say, I guess, Candyman. Another one that I had heard of was White Ghost, where he jumps out of the mirror and cuts you. But if you turn on the light, then you'll have a white line on you where you got cut.
Never heard that one.
No. My sister told me about that.
That must be an Ohio thing.
That might be an Ohio thing. Ohio listeners, let us know.
Oh my God. Okay.
Going on.
I really can't deal with fucking with mirrors. Okay. I just don't do it.
Whenever my wife's parents are over, we say prayers at meals because they take their faith a fair bit more seriously than I do. We're about to eat dinner when we stop for prayer. My wife's parents ask my brother if he'd like to say something before we eat. They don't know his beliefs or really anything about him. He goes on a brief spiel about how we're wasting time and God isn't real, etc. It's not extreme, but unwelcome considering the company. I had to excuse my brother from the table so I could talk to him and explain that they take their faith seriously and to show a little decorum and sensitivity. He laughed in my face, so I told him he had to say a proper prayer or he won't be joining us for dinner. It didn't have to be about God or anything like that, just a few words expressing thanks for our meal. Even if it's not a religious prayer, aren't all prayers religious? Okay, I don't know. It would placate my parents-in-law and it would take him no effort. At the very least, be a team player and not start drama for no reason. He refused and called me an asshole, so he didn't join us for dinner. He left the next day and didn't say a word to us. Was I the asshole?
Okay, so
I think everyone sucks here.
I immediately agree with Sushie on that.
I think everyone sucks here. He's an asshole for being rude and just being like, well, you know.
Yeah.
People are observing.
Everyone sucks here because I was raised Southern Baptist.
Oh, Jesus.
I was raised Southern Baptist, right? And I came into atheism at I would say at an early teenage age. And my grandmother was when we gather, we're going to say prayers before eating. And several times I was in this exact situation where my grandmother would say, "Do you want to say the prayer?" But instead of starting shit, I would politely decline.
Right.
No, you can go ahead. No, that's okay. Yeah. Because, like, even though I don't believe it, I know that she does, and anyone else at the table probably does. And I'm not here to start shit.
No, I agree 100%. Like, I've said in the past, like my grandparents on my dad's side were Catholic. And so like he was raised Catholic, but didn't raise us as anything. He just, we were a very non-religious family. My grandparents didn't really like do any like, they would, like when we were kids, like young, they'd like take us to church if we stayed with them because what else the fuck are they going to do? They can't leave us at home. But like, they really didn't like force anything on us, but we also didn't go, God's not real, like, because what's the fucking point? Like, and I've definitely been to my fair share of dinners with a religious family. Mm-hmm. And while, honestly, I do feel kind of uncomfortable when everyone's sitting there like silently praying to their food or whatever, or it makes me feel uncomfortable, but I'm a guest or something, or it's not my place. It's their thing. Yeah. I'm not going to fucking let them know. And like Sam said, if anything that's, oh, do you want to leave? I'm like, no, I'm good. Like, you just fucking move on from it. Like, now.
Absolutely.
This is also a 14-year-old kid.
I was going to say.
So he'll probably learn that. And hopefully he'll learn that. If you're 14, fucking learn that shit. But, I definitely think his brother is kind of a piece of shit for like, you better say a prayer. It doesn't have to be holy or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, or you can't join us for dinner. No, you need to also
be quiet.
Yeah, I mean, he was good for taking him aside and being like, look, there's no reason to start it for no reason.
End it there, though.
Agreed. Like, end it there. Don't continue and tell him he like. Because then you're basically saying, okay, well, now you should just placate it for all reasons.
And realistically...
Or all people, rather.
I don't give a fuck. You do not take food away as a punishment.
No.
For anything.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Like, when it comes to, like, I know that sounds like, oh, yeah, you can do without a meal, but it's like, when it comes to shit, like, anything that you need to fucking survive, like, you don't take food away, you don't take water away, you don't take shelter away. You don't take your air away as a punishment for anything.
No.
I don't give a fuck. That's a shitty thing to do. Like,
I agree.
So, I think Sushie nailed it with that. Everyone sucks here. Like, it's just like
everyone sucks here. At some point in life, you have to learn the lesson of you just have to coexist.
Yes.
No one has to believe the same things. If this family was forcing their beliefs upon him, then yes, he has the right to like speak his mind also. But if everyone's just coexisting, let them pray, close your eyes, don't close your eyes, just sit and wait for it to be over. It's rude otherwise. Like, no one was asking your opinion, just like they're not asking you to join in. They're just doing what they do. If they're like being preachy or bringing you to church, or I got hoodwinked to going to a Christian rock concert once, that annoyed the shit out of me. I don't know if I ever told you guys that.
No.
But okay, so it's a quick story.
Let's hear it.
In high school,
it's topical.
Yeah, so it's on topic. So in high school, I was friends with a lot of like very, very, very religious people, but like I don't care what you do. I'm not religious, so it doesn't really affect me. So one of my quote unquote friends was like, "Let's go to a concert." Because I used to go to like shows and stuff all the time. So I was an edgelord. So I was like, "Okay, great, let's go to a concert." We go to the concert. First of all, everyone's sitting down. I was like, "What's going on here?"
And that's how you knew.
And that's how I knew. It was a Christian rock concert with like some sort of
Matthews Band concert.
right, with some sort of like youth pastor, and I have my opinions on youth pastors, but whatever. So like, you know, the hands are up, singing "My Lord is Lord" nonsense. Not nonsense, but just like I was not ready for that, and I don't like being lied to, and I was set up. So I was fucking pissed.
Yeah.
I was fucking pissed. So if you're not being hoodwinked, if you're not being like preached at against your will, despite them knowing that's not how you feel, kid, you just have to learn how to coexist because you're being rude.
Yeah. I feel like we probably all have some stories about being sucked into like a weird religious thing and realizing, fuck, I do not belong here at all. Like, whether it be like, you know, like my with my grandparents' family, that whole area, you know, like going to like a Catholic carnival, that was a thing that exists.
A what?
The Catholic church up there where they live, they put together like a carnival.
Okay, but can we talk about how creepy that is? The Catholic Church is putting on a carnival. Like, can we not?
I always like to raise funds for something, you know. At one point, I got sucked into going to a fucking Christian megachurch. You know, the ones where it's like,
oh, no.
It's like the Jumbotrons.
The guy up there,
with Starbucks in the front.
He's got the little Bluetooth or the little headpiece mic, you know, and he's like fucking doing all the big shit. I got hoodwinked to that shit on my birthday. And that was, and I've never felt more uncomfortable than like, I grew up next to a place in Ohio. I grew up near this place called Solid Rock Church. And it was a rock and roll Christian church.
Oh, no.
And there were kids I went to school with who were like, yeah, you know, we like to rock and roll.
For Jesus.
For the Lord.
Oh,
so
no.
I've definitely had my run-in with a lot of various religious people, but again, virginity rocks. But yeah, you just grit your teeth and go through it. You know, like there's no point in like sitting there and shitting on someone's fucking whatever they're doing, their faith or their beliefs or whatever. I mean, like. At the end of the day, like that's not an argument you're gonna win. So who gives a fuck?
No, exactly. You're not gonna win this argument. They are solid in their faith, and you believe what you believe. There's no point in starting an argument that's gonna go nowhere and just ruin the whole dinner. Just shut up and take it.
Yeah. Everyone in this story sucks.
Yep.
Everyone sucks. Everyone sucks.
So that was my short and sweet little M on the asshole here.
Yeah.
Now I've got
Short and sweet asshole.
my short and sweet asshole. I've got this one. I wanted to see Sushie's face when I read this title. So.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I'm pretty sure Virginity Rocks was our first.
That was our first episode.
Oh, yeah, it was.
Yeah.
We just bring it back full circle.
I just realized that.
So here's our Minisode relationships.
All right.
My 25 female boyfriend, 26 male, stole $4,700 from me to fuel his cocaine addiction.
Can you even buy coke for that much?
Yeah, there's the
A lot of it.
So, okay, this is me saying this, not her. I don't know the price of cocaine, so I don't know if that's like, I don't know. I don't know anything about like.
Somebody hit me up with the prices of cocaine.
Yeah, is that a thing? Like, is that a lot? Is that little? I don't know.
It's a lot of cocaine.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a lot of cocaine.
Like Coke is not cheap. I know this because I'm a bartender in Manhattan. I just everyone let it go. It just fucking is what it is. All right.
Sushie, tell us about
I'm
your
not
coke
seedy.
addiction.
Yeah.
I'm not. I don't have a coke addiction. I'm not a seedy person. It's just, you know, it is what it is. I'm a bartender in Manhattan. What do you think my life is like?
Right.
So, it's a fair amount of cocaine.
Okay.
You know, that's going on for a long time.
It's a decent amount.
So
It's a decent amount. Yeah.
So this starts off says, please don't tell me to call the police because I decided I don't want to do that. And there's also an edit there, but I'm gonna save that edit for later on because it's
Okay.
it's spicy.
Okay.
Back in June, my boyfriend got really sick. He owned a business, and his sickness plus COVID resulted in the business crashing. I had I had the means to help, so I offered to loan him money to bail out his business. That was several $1,000s.
That was your mistake. That was your first mistake.
That was your first mistake.
I'm already curious how long they've been together, you know? Because, like, there could be a thing, it's like, they could be together for 15 years, and it's like, I could understand, you know, that kind of business investment. Right, yeah. But if this is like a fucking...
we met for 7 months.
Yeah. We met right before the pandemic started. And,
okay.
This like my last relationship. I'm stressed. Okay, I'm listening.
During this time, my boyfriend's mental health understandably tanked. He developed a cocaine addiction. I had my suspicions, but I didn't realize how deep into it he was. How do you just develop a cocaine addiction?
I'm sick. Let me take this cocaine.
Yeah. God, I'm
it
so
worked
depressed.
in the 1910s. Let's go.
Like,
I'm so upset and anxious. Let me fucking make it worse by snorting this coke.
So anyway, I mean,
it worked for Al Capone, right?
I'm so out of the loop with this stuff. Like, I don't even know. Like, I wouldn't even know how people like how they get so depressed. Like, I need to do some coke. I gotta find some guy to buy some coke. Like, how do you,
honestly, it could just be the people he knows.
Yeah,
you know?
you got it.
Yeah, it's his friends. It's his friend circle. 100%.
If you're just starting out, it's gotta be.
It's gotta be.
It's not some fucking.
Wait.
He didn't go on Craigslist like,
no one wakes up and they're like, I gotta get an 8-ball. Like, that's not how it works. Like you're in that circle. I bet he drinks a lot.
Yeah.
He probably goes to comedy clubs. It's the circle that he's in. I promise you.
I'm also very curious what his business was.
That's what I was about to say.
So
it could be his business.
What's your business?
Yeah, let's keep going.
Is he in finance?
Yeah.
Is he in Manhattan?
Yeah, probably.
A little over a week ago, I realized that there were unauthorized transactions to my boyfriend from my Cash App. I thought maybe there was a weird glitch, so I asked if he had received those transactions. He said no and suggested that I call my bank and try to get in touch with Cash App, which is damn near impossible. As I was about to call my bank, my boyfriend confessed that he had been logging into my Cash App and sending himself money because he has a cocaine addiction. I have added up that he stole at least $4,700. He is extremely remorseful and has been working really hard to rebuild trust and improve our relationship. He is working on his addiction and seems to be doing better. He is away from the environment he was in and the people he was around, so I think maintaining sobriety will at least be more feasible for him. Between bailing out my boyfriend, helping with other expenses while he was sick and couldn't work, my boyfriend stealing from me, he owes me over $15,000. We're going to sign a repayment contract, which was his suggestion. He's going to give me most of each paycheck until he pays me back. I believe he will pay me back, but it will obviously take time. If he doesn't pay me back, the statute of limitations on larceny is 6 years, and I will press charges. Pressing charges is the last resort, though. Having him charged with a felony won't do anything to improve my or his situation. It would be detrimental to him, and I don't want to do that to him. I want to stay with my boyfriend. I believe that the addiction causes you to do things that you normally wouldn't do. I know he loves me, and I believe that this was an aberration in his behavior and character. I have changed my pins on my phone, Cash App, debit cards, etc. Yes, I was one of those people who use the same pen for everything. However, I have no idea how to recover from this. Rebuild trust, etc. Edit, I worded this wrong. I meant to say how to forgive, not rebuild trust. He's working on that. Where do we go from here? Am I crazy/stupid for wanting to stay with him? I've never dealt with addiction myself or anyone close with me until now, so I could use some advice on that as well. Edit, he did not have a cocaine problem before our relationship. I was the person who introduced him to it, and I'm having extreme guilt about that.
All right.
Yo, that just changed. I'm sorry for the peeking. That changed everything.
Everything.
That changed everything.
You know what?
I wasn't prepared for that edit.
You know what?
I wasn't prepared for that.
I was literally going to be like all logic and all this, but you know what?
Yeah.
Fuck her. I'm now like, you know what? She got what she deserved. No, she got what she deserved.
Oh, I'm conflicted.
She
definitely knew what was going. She knew the road she was traveling down.
You literally introduced him to this addiction, and now you are reaping the benefits of it.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
I'm sorry, but you introduced somebody to you got something addicted to something.
So
and then you go, oh, well, I don't want to press charges, but I will. I will give this man a fucking felony if he doesn't pay me back for his addiction that I got him. That I caused.
Read that edit.
Okay, so here's the original edit that I skipped. It says, edit, he's an LPR and will get deported. I'd never get my money back then. What's an LPR?
I don't know. Let's Google. Let's ask Google. Let's Google it real quick. Wow. Up until the very end of that story, I was like, wow, it sounds like I wrote this post 6 years ago. But no, now it's very, very, very
Lawful
different.
permanent resident.
Okay.
So he's got a green card. So he has a green card. Okay, so first of all, if she did call the police, I would love to. Oh my God, my boyfriend stole all this money from me during this addiction that I gave him the coke for.
Right.
Yeah. Like she literally admitted here that she's the one who, I feel extremely guilty about it. You got him addicted to cocaine.
Should.
Like,
good.
So, and I'm curious, how did this go down? Like, did they start doing coke before all this? Or was this one of those things where he got real depressed because he got really sick? And then his business crashes because of COVID. And then she goes, hey, you know what? Maybe this will make you feel a little bit better. While he's at his lowest fucking point.
You know
and then
what?
he does cocaine.
You know what? I almost wonder if they weren't doing it before and it was like not as bad. But then after everything hit and he got depressed, he started doing it more and it ramped up. Man, remember 15 seconds ago when we were like, man, he must have been in that Manhattan environment, and it was just literally in his own home.
Oh, she's the Manhattan environment.
She's the Manhattan environment.
You just spit all over me, so I guess that's a retribution
you know what?
for earlier.
Yeah, you spit in my eye, so I spit in your mouth.
What kind of show is this again?
It's rated 18 up. It's explicit.
Yeah, it is. That's true.
We're allowed to spit in each other's mouths here.
Yeah, this story. Wow.
That took a turn. That edit just took a huge turn.
Yo, are there any good comments?
I'm looking through the comments real quick.
Burying the lead.
So it says,
burying the lead.
The top comment here says, rule 1 of addiction, addicts lie about everything all the time. If you catch them, they only get better at lying. How are you sure that you know the truth about his business? Have you ever seen what's going on about it? Now I'm curious, because this is one of the earliest things, if some of these comments were before she edited it and said, by the way, I'm the fucking reason. But have you ever seen what it's like when he's not an addict? How do you know he's sober now? I'm not trying to judge you, but staying with him is most certainly going to cost you a lot more money at the very least. You don't seem very hurt or upset by what he's done, probably because she fucking caused it. So I can't really guess how it'll affect you emotionally. And that was something I didn't really think about, was the way she was writing it definitely didn't come off as like, oh my God, my boyfriend has a cocaine addiction. It was very nonchalant.
Yeah. So I was about to say that, she's writing this whole thing about, I've never dealt with anyone with such an addiction before. Bitch, what are you doing? You're the one doing coke too.
Yeah.
Right.
So and that's just it. All of these comments are from before that edit, where everyone's saying, you need to fucking leave this guy. So I'm trying to find comments after she conveniently was like, by the way, I got him addicted. Like,
I introduced him to this
because that changes everything. Because like most of these comments I would agree with, pre-edit of hers. Like, you should like so going back, if it wasn't the case that she got this guy addicted to this, yes, I think that she should just. It's not worth it at that point. Unless this is somebody battling addiction is one of the hardest fucking things. Now, I'm not saying like it's impossible, and there are situations, especially like if you're with somebody and say they get addicted to Oxycontins or something because of they had a surgery or whatever the fuck, There's definitely addictions you can work through together that happen. Alcohol addiction can happen at any point, sometimes. And you can work through those kind of things together. But if it hits that point where they start stealing from you and all this, it's like you can only do so much before you at least have to have a limit as to where do you go. Okay, where you go, hey.
If it gets past this point, I need to bail for your own.
I will try to stick with you through this. But I have my own personal limit. Yeah.
Right.
I can't help but also feel bad for this dude because he was at his lowest point and she introduced this to him and now she is almost turning her back on him because of the money issue. And I understand, yeah, he's in the wrong. He shouldn't have stolen money because of the addiction. Yeah. But then to have the person who caused this shit in your life turn around and go, all right, if you don't pay me back after 6 years, I'm gonna fucking file charges.
Right.
What the fuck? You're gonna ruin my life twice?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Like that's pretty.
This one is crazy.
Fucked. That's absolutely fucked.
Now, as for her getting over her fucking like trust issues, that's never gonna happen.
No.
Honestly, I think they should just get the fuck away from each other. Sign the contract.
It's not gonna get better. It's not going to. It's not.
Get the money back. You know, do your little contract, whatever. But this is never gonna. Just move on.
Because every move that they both make, they're going to look at everything with a side eye. If they have too many text messages.
100%. 100%. If she's had to change all her pins and everything, which is to protect her, I understand that.
Yeah, sure. But now she's going to be going through her bank statements all the time, going through his.
All the time. And that's just an emotional fucking trauma that you don't want to go over and over again. It's not worth it.
You're just not going to.
It's
like, I wouldn't do it again. I was in a similar situation. I would not do it again. It's done.
This comment here says there are 3 of you in this relationship, you, him, and the addiction. He and the addiction are married with no divorce. He may get the addiction under control right now. He doesn't, but the addiction will always be there. And that's very true with all addictions.
Yeah.
Like you could there are people who they can be sober for 15 years.
Yep.
But if you put them in the wrong environment and they get a sip of alcohol, they're off again. Like it's done because it doesn't matter. Like that's the thing about addiction is it doesn't go away. Like it's there.
Yeah.
So I just feel like you as a person, you have to decide if that's the battle you want to fight for the rest of your life with them also.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, and I'm sure for some relationships or, children or whatever, like that may be something that you choose to do. But it's also not wrong if you choose not to do that. If you don't want to do that.
It's one of those things too where like I can't keep I keep going back to the fact that she had she's introduced him to this too, and the thing is certain people have like addictive personalities. People with addictive personalities are obviously gonna fall into that way more so. Maybe she doesn't have an addictive personality, but this was still something very volatile that she introduced to him.
She absolutely knows is a possibility that could have happened.
Exactly.
And let's not forget the fact that she said, he's not hanging around those people anymore. Yes, he is. You are those people.
Yep.
You don't get to just suddenly push the blame. Like the way she worded it the first time made it sound like, he got in with a bad crowd. Bitch, you are the bad crowd.
You are the bad crowd.
Yeah.
Like you caused this.
Yep.
Like, so yeah.
I agree with you, AJ.
He would be better off just getting the fuck away from her.
Yes.
She honestly needs to just eat the 15 grand, say, fuck it, I'm done. She needs to eat that. That's the cost of getting somebody addicted to fucking cocaine.
Yes.
And then she needs to go. Right. She needs to get the fuck away. They just need to get away from each other.
They do. They need to. They're not good for each other.
I would love to have a logic for this, but honestly, she got what she deserved, and I don't have any sympathy for her. I really don't.
Right.
It's hard to care about somebody who literally gets somebody else addicted. I've read other stories like in the past too about like similar things about like. Okay, there's actually a story, as a very quick, am I the asshole? I'm not going to read it, but basically the whole premise was, am I the asshole for wanting to go to a funeral of somebody that I know, their family doesn't want me to go because I'm the reason that they fucking died, and it's because they got them addicted to drugs, and they overdosed from it. And it's like, no, you don't get to go to that funeral. You caused this, right. And at the end of the day, it's like, and I didn't pick that because it was like, it's a very obvious thing, but like, but the thing is, I've seen those stories a lot. That's not like a, and I think a lot of that is like a weird guilt complex sort of thing. Like it's like this. You're wanting people to feel bad almost for you. Like, look what feel bad for me because I caused this problem. It's like, but you're not the one who deserves the sympathy here.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
At the end of the day, you fucked up. You don't get sympathy. Like, this person's the victim, not you.
Yeah.
Like, and the way
and what he did sucks. He stole from her, etc. All that's unacceptable also. However, he's in this position because of you and your friends and etc. etc. So
yeah. So that's the only advice.
Everyone sucks here too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, it wasn't. Yeah, this wasn't even a fucking "Am I the asshole?" But everyone does suck here. Yeah. Like
Everyone sucks here. Everyone sucks here, and they both should just stay away from each other.
Stay the fuck away from each other.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like,
And hopefully they find happiness and healing away from each other. But and two addicts together, bro, that's the worst recipe.
even in that first edit that I skipped about he's an LPR and got deported, I'd never get my money back then. You can tell what she's more fucking concerned about.
Yep.
She's more concerned about than him as a person.
Is literally getting her money back.
She's not. It's not even like he'd get. It's not like he's an LPR. He'd get deported. Period. That's all. That should be enough. But she has to add on that. Then I'd never get my money back. It's like, how about the fact that this motherfucker would get deported from the country he's living in? That's kind of a bigger, like there's so many things here.
Yeah.
This person, I view her as very fucking selfish.
Yeah.
She sounds predatory.
Yeah.
Yeah. She does. Yeah.
So, okay, so I picked that one off the title because I thought it was going to be a whole other ball game.
Yeah. And woo! Wow.
So, and it's funny because like some of these I like to read in full before we do it, and other ones I'll just kind of glance it over and just make sure like there's nothing that's too dumb or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
This was one I just gave a quick glance over. So I was like,
because you thought you knew where it was going.
I thought I knew where it was going, and God damn it, I was wrong, but I appreciate
You were
that
like,
because
this is gonna be a crowd pleaser.
Yeah.
Slam dunk.
God.
They're gonna love this one because the thing is, I read the title and I laughed, and that's all it took for me. I was like, oh shit, that sounds hilarious. But then we got into this, like, oh fuck, like,
Not funny at all.
happy Monday, like,
What a twist.
What a twist.
oh,
We're all very uncomfortable here now.
oh Jesus.
God.
So okay. That being said, let's pose this question here: has anybody that's listening been addicted to anything? And it doesn't have to be like hard drugs, just anything at all. Like have any of you ever had any addiction? Whether it was literally just fucking working out or video games or eating or anything. Any form of addiction, gambling, whatever. Have any of you ever had an addiction? And what did you do to get around it, or are you still fighting it?
I think if I go to casinos, I might have a gambling problem, so I don't go to casinos. Yeah.
I've only been to one casino and I got angry. So
I wouldn't say I have a problem because I genuinely don't gamble that often, but I like blackjack a little too much, and I know that about myself. So like I only go to a casino like maybe once a year. That's it, because I can see it being like, "Arr!"
yeah.
So I have. I like to think that I have like maybe like the logical hybrid of that, in the sense that I've never been to a casino. It'd be hard for me to like go because I'm like, my logic always comes to that whole like, I have a spare $100. I could either go to a casino or I could spend it on something I actually want, or I could potentially lose it.
Yeah.
But if I did go, I feel like I would be the person who's like, okay, I have $100. I'm only going to spend the $100.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I would probably spend the whole $100. So like, even though
I see
even though
that
I
too.
even though I would know to cut myself off, and I would cut myself off. Some people, they could go, oh, I got $100, and they might lose like 50. I'm like, you know what? I'm good. I'm gonna take these losses. I'd be like, well, I said I was gonna spend $100. I already committed to that. Why not just go ahead and do it? And that's kind of that weird hybrid. It's like,
But AJ, when you win, oh God, that. I'm telling you, like, the feeling of winning, there's nothing.
Yep,
I'm telling you. See what I'm talking about? Like, I know that it could get dangerous. So like, don't
smile, just
she started salivating all over the microphone just now. Like,
bro, the feeling of winning, like, money.
I don't think I've ever seen her smile this much. It must.
I like winning things.
So you say that about the casino, and I've only been to one casino in Florida for vacation, and I went and
was it the Hard Rock?
No, it wasn't the Hard Rock. I actually don't remember what it's called, but they still send me emails. So I the same way, I put down $100 and I said, okay, after $100, that's it. But I did spend the $100. So I'm that way. Like, but I had the extra cash, you know?
Yeah. And that's why I think it's like that kind of like that strange hybrid of I would do this, but I would have the limit. Like, and
I normally do the same thing. I'm like, okay, whatever my limit is, I won't go over that, but I will do the same thing. I will go up to the limit and be like, okay, back up. And I don't go to the ATM multiple times. Some people do that. I like take it all out at once. That's it. What's in my hand is in my hand. But like I know I'm like that. I know that about myself.
Yeah.
I also feel a little called out because I know we've been talking about my coffee addiction.
Oh.
Oh, okay, yeah. If we're gonna go like that, I definitely have a caffeine addiction. I have a coffee addiction for sure.
I 100% have a coffee problem.
Does, yeah.
I have a coffee.
Like I could
problem.
I could go and just like I could go without coffee and whatever the fuck. But like,
no, it's like debilitating.
I at this point I get headaches.
And maybe that speaks volumes
headaches,
for
like mood swings, all that.
Yeah.
It's the only thing I got. Let me be happy.
Yeah, I know. It's whatever. It's coffee.
Which is weird because...
That's your thing? That's your big vice?
It's a drug.
I know. Well, and the thing, too, is like, you know, I did used to smoke. I wasn't like a pack a day person. Like, I think the max I probably ever smoked was maybe like 3 or 4 cigarettes a day, right?
Yeah.
But when it comes to that, I was also a very lazy smoker. So, like, if I ran out of cigarettes, I'd be like, oh, man, I gotta go to the store after work. And then I'd drive by the store going, fuck that, I'm not going in there. I'm too lazy. You know? And then I literally quit cold turkey because I was just so fucking lazy.
Right.
So I probably, I don't know. I don't think I have an addictive personality, but I don't even know what the symptoms, you know, my air quotes.
I'm addicted to certain types of video games. Not all of them, certain types.
Yeah.
I think a lot of Twitch streamers are addicted to video games and they use Twitch streaming as an excuse to keep playing video games.
Maybe, yeah.
You know, I don't know if I have like an addiction to really anything. I mean, I obviously have been playing video games fucking for over 30 years now. Right. And that's not slowing up or, you know, shows no sign of stopping. And I do like collecting games. Like I do have a collection of games. But at the same time, I feel like for something to be an addiction, it would have to be... For something to be truly an addiction, it's something that would you still do it if you couldn't afford it, right? Or would it be a detriment to your life or whatever?
I think that's the definition. Does it affect your life in a negative way?
So even though like I collect a lot of games, and you look and go, oh, I look at all these fucking games. I like most of these games I bought when I was like fucking gainfully employed, you know, like, and I had the extra money to do so. Now I've been fucking unemployed since January, but I'm not going out and buying a bunch of shit. So, you know, like that's why I don't really think I have an addictive personality. But at the same time, I fucking play video games every day and I love them. But like, there are times where I'm like,
you know when to stop purchasing.
Exactly. Yeah. So like,
I but what about the act of playing? Do you feel like you're addicted to that?
No.
One more round.
As a kid, I was. Definitely, but as an adult now, half the time I just feel like I don't have the time, and it upsets me thinking like, man, I would love to be playing a game right now, but like between doing whatever the fuck else I'm doing or life or editing this or whatever the fuck, like, I just don't feel like I have the time. That's why there's so many games that are unopened.
Yeah,
and now, you know, there are times like if I'm playing like maybe like we're playing Fall Guys or something, I might be like, let me get one more round in there. But like, there's a difference between like wanting to fucking go out with like maybe a decent win or just not getting fucking destroyed in the first one than having an addictive personality, you know? So I think
really with video games and certain types of video games like Fall Guys, where we're talking about Frostpunk before we went hot on the mic, things like that, The Sims, I definitely have. I have a real Sims addiction.
Really?
That's for real. Yeah. So The Sims, I absolutely can't play because I have a problem. I own it. I own The Sims 4. I only played like 5 minutes of it, but like The Sims 2 almost ruined my life. Like I'm not even exaggerating. I almost like failed college because I would not stop playing The Sims.
Was it just playing, or was it like purchasing DLCs and stuff? Or I don't know.
Just playing. Just playing. Just play like nonstop. Like I don't care. It's certain games. Like Kingdom Hearts 1, I once played for 18 hours straight in one sitting. I didn't eat. I didn't get up.
Thinking back to that, you know, like I will say I've done a lot. I used to play Kingdom Hearts 1 all the fucking time, but I used to do challenges on that. Like I had a file on my PS2 where I got to level 100 on Destiny Islands, just fucking parrying Titus for over and over and over. But when I was a kid, I will say I probably had an addiction to Ragnarok Online.
Yeah.
I played that game
RuneScape.
all the time, and it was like that was the thing is like to the point like you had to have a monthly subscription, so I had to get like my mom to pay the $10 to I would literally get people in the game to write messages to my mom to be like like, and she's like, why?
Yeah.
Like I definitely would say I had an addiction to that because I would think about it all day. As soon as I got home from school, I would fucking get on the computer and log on to Ragnarok Online. Like I played that game nonstop. Now if I boot up, that doesn't seem.
well,
but like as a 14-year-old,
if
For
we're
sure.
going-
Online games and like management games, I have a problem
if we're going
with.
that route, then that was definitely the first 4 years that World of Warcraft was out. That was me.
Yeah.
Especially
Yeah, I used to
since
play WoW.
There was so much to do, and there was that was during a time in which it wasn't easy to level. It wasn't easy to do certain things. So like it did take hours and hours and hours. And there were articles written about how people like abandoned their children and like, all these things were happening left and right. So yeah, that was probably me abandoning my child.
I do think like I do think it's kind of one of those things like a lot of those games can't like mega multi online RPGs and stuff, right? That was such a new thing that I think a lot of people just kind of developed a sort of addiction to it because nobody it's like a social interaction, but it's also a video game. Nobody had that didn't exist in the world, until like a couple of these games came out, like Ultima Online and things like that, and Neverwinter Nights, and EverQuest. They all kind of started it, but then like shit like Ragnarok and WoW really brought it to like the main
polished
front.
it, yeah.
And they brought that main, and so it became a big thing for a while. Like
And the thing too was around roughly 10 years ago is when China was actually like creating these rehab centers and sending children who they believed were addicted to video games to these rehabilitation centers.
Yeah.
Man.
So I don't think I am actually. Maybe I am. I don't know. I know that the possibility is there, so I pulled myself back.
Yeah.
Like I see it happening. I see myself turning into
self-aware
Smeagol.
of
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm aware of it. Like I see, I'm like my precious. Like once I get like that, I'm like uninstall. Like gotta go.
God.
I got shit to do. But yeah, I have those tendencies for sure.
Wow. Okay.
Well, if you guys have any, like we said, if you guys have any addictive stories or addictive things, or if you've become addicted to anything, leave us a comment or send us an email at contact@everyonesuckshere.com or hit us up on Twitter at ESH Podcast. Let us know about your addictive stories. We'll talk about them. We'll see. See, we're obviously, we've just talked about our bullshit, so I know you all have something, all right?
Somebody out there's got
Y'all got something.
Tell me about your problems. Say it back.
Gimme.
Gimme. That being said, thank you guys so much for listening to this Monday, quote-unquote, mini-sode here. As I look at the timer ticking up, I'm like, it's a beefy mini-sode, but it's still a mini-sode. I'll edit it down.
Yeah, it's fine.
They'll never know.
It's fine.
So,
Maybe
stay
you don't
tuned.
need to know about all my problems.
Exactly.
Just delete that whole part.
Oh, man. You know what? This is the first little episode we've done where literally all the stories, everyone sucks here.
You were right, yeah.
Every single person
everyone
sucks here in all these stories, including us.
Especially us.
Get the fuck out of my face.
So, all right, guys, catch us this coming Wednesday for a full, big old juicy episode, and we will see you then. Make sure you leave us comments, reviews, and all that good stuff. Goodbye.
Bye.